What the President of Russia, on his first visit to India since the outbreak of the Ukrainian war, Gauri, has written in the visitor's book of the Rajghat, is going to be something of even scholarly curiosity. People are going to be wondering what he's written.
What has the most polarizing figure written about peace at a time when, he came here just after that 5-hour meeting with Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner, which resulted in no peace formula being accepted by both sides. So what he's written here about Mahatma Gandhi, his vision about peace, his vision about disputes being settled without resorting to violence in non-violent ways would be very interesting to note. And just one important point which I wanted to say was that the first visit that the president has made after meeting Jared Kushner and Steve Witkoff to end the war with that 28 plan is to India. Let's not forget that. This is his first visit after that very crucial effort to end the war in Ukraine did not lead to any peace formula being accepted by the Russians. He's come to New Delhi. So that's the important part that also needs to be kept in mind. And the first place he has come is at Mahatma Gandhi's Samadhi, Rajghat, where he's laid the floral tributes and also written, and that looks like a long message that he has written actually, It's about 7-8 sentences. Whenever we get that translated, would be very interesting.
A very long meeting yesterday over dinner. Let's also go across to Aditya, because the ground for what could be discussed today, in a sense, informally would have been laid yesterday itself, Gauri, Vishnu and Shiv, over what they would have spoken over dinner. What all was brought up? What were the key points of discussion? Because I was just looking at the coverage of this visit across the media worldwide, and they seem to have interest largely on 2 points. One, whether there's going to be any kind of statement on the war. And second, if there's going to be any commitment by India about reducing its energy imports from Russia. Those were the 2 main talking points. Putin in India, will he talk about the war? Will India, draw down on its energy imports? That and more. Was any of that brought up during the informal chat? What are all of your sources?
And they had dinner for 3 hours.
Yeah.
It was a 3-hour chat.
No, but
and for a small eater, that's a very long dinner to have.
The point that Padmaja says, it's already happened. India's oil importers have already drawn down their imports of Russian oil. That didn't reflect in the month of November, as I understand it. But this month onwards, there is going to be a market drawdown. And that has to do entirely on market factors, because America has sanctioned Russia, as a result of which it is non-viable for us to actually import. So we are importing our oil elsewhere. The sense is that if the Russia-Ukraine war does come to an end, then India can resume the import of Russian oil, but only assuming that the price fits for us. We are doing this for economic reasons.
I want to just translate for you guys. One sec, this is important. We've got a translation of what, Gauri and I, you were talking about it, what President Putin has written in that visitor's diary. We'll put that image on our screen if we have that grab. It's a bit of a... Okay, we'll get it in a moment, but I still want to read out what the president has said, because this is breaking. Important, because each word will be decoded. This is a bit of a messy Apple translation, but I'm going to do my best. It says, one of the founders of the modern Indian state, a great leader and humanist, Mahatma Gandhi made an invaluable contribution to the notion of peace throughout the planet. His ideas about freedom, virtue, and humanity are relevant to the world. In fact, Mahatma Gandhi, in fact, anticipated, very important guys, listen to this carefully. Mahatma Gandhi, in fact, anticipated a new, more just and multipolar world order, which is now in the process of formation. Incredible. Very important word.
And Shiv, the last sentence.
Yeah.
It is in these principles and values that Russia and India today jointly defend in the international arena. So if we are talking about the idea of peace, if we are talking about a multipolar world order, it is Russia and India who are jointly defending all of these ideas. What do you make of this, Ambassador Shashank? The first translation, a rough translation we have to admit, but the translation of what message was given by President Putin in the visitor's book at Rajghat. Multipolar world order, and India and Russia jointly defend the values of peace and humanity.
Let's just read that out again, Padmaja. The translation of what you're seeing on your screen. That's what President Putin has scrawled in a very
nice
beautiful,
handwriting.
neat Cyrillic in Russian script in that visitor's book. Let me just read that out again. Important, super important, because we need to decode and analyze what this means. One of the founders of, okay, I'm going to read out the operative part. It says, Mahatma Gandhi's ideas of freedom, virtue, and humanity are relevant to this world. He, in fact, anticipated a new, more just and multipolar world order, which is now in the process of formation. And it is these principles and values that Russia and India today jointly defend in the international arena. There's no mistaking what he means, Vishnu. A multipolar world. And it is these principles and values that Russia and India today jointly defend in the international arena.
Free from diktat and hegemony, built on principles of equality, mutual respect, cooperation among nations.
Yeah.
Free from hegemony, right? So this is a dig at America. Let's say it straight.
Yeah.
This is a very direct message at the United States saying that you need to respect the views and the existence of other nations in terms of what their ideals are. And for India, this ideal has been consistent. It used to be called non-alignment earlier on. It's now called strategic independence.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is, it essentially means the same thing. And that's something which Russia says as well. Aditya Rajkol joins us now live outside Hyderabad House. On the bottom left-hand side of your screen are images from Hyderabad House. That's where the delegation level talks between India and Russia start very soon. And that's what the summit is essentially all about. Aditya, what's on the agenda?
Well, on agenda are a lot of things, including energy, including trade, and of course the robust defense cooperation between Moscow and New Delhi. We had the first two important events, the official beginning of the visit of the Russian President Vladimir Putin to New Delhi, where of course he had the ceremonial reception at India's President's house, that is the Rashtrapati Bhavan, and thereafter the Mahatma Gandhi Memorial, the Rajghat, where of course he signed the visitor's book. And of course, you described it very well, the big Putin message from New Delhi at the Rajghat. And then, of course, will be the official delegation level talks, the 23rd India-Russia summit that will be beginning right behind me at the Hyderabad House, the iconic building where several global leaders have been welcomed in the last many decades. And Putin has been here before and is coming yet again with a lot on the platter. On the platter, of course, defense deals that could be discussed in detail. There is, of course, the talk of strengthening the S-400 air missiles that had performed very well during Operation Sindoor. A little bit of a chatter about the S-500 and, of course, other fighter jets and stealth platforms. So